I'm a simple woman. I love rings, and that means I love Ring Fit Adventure for the Nintendo Switch. When Beyonce said, "If you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it," she was actually addressing Hiroshi Matsunaga, and she was talking about making Ring Fit Adventure and putting it on the Switch. Thank you, Beyonce, for your diligent efforts to further innovation in the gaming industry.
Oh no.
What I love about Ring Fit Adventure is that you can squeeze a big ring and you can meet a very, very muscly dragon. These two elements please and excite me. I also just really like the way exercise sessions feel with it, and the way the simple plot unfolds, and the way the little characters go, "Oh," and "ah." The characters are relatively nondescript, as the story elements do take a backseat to the physicality of the game, but I enjoyed them a lot. I always think it would be really nice to have more games that use exercise as a major component, but still develop a larger sense of personality, individuality, and world building to them that doesn't rely on that. I get that it's tough to merge the broad appeal of a fitness game with that of a character-driven or role-playing game, but I can and will dream. Final Fantasy XVII will be exclusively controlled by bench pressing 80 kilograms, and by the time it releases, I will be ready. The point is, Ring Fit Adventure is good. It feels responsive and rewarding, it's cute, and I feel cool wearing a thigh strap even though it's only there to accumulate sweat instead of to hold a naughty hidden gun. It's my dreaming, though, that led me to ask one simple question. Is there a game like this for PC? Nintendo doesn't own the concept of gyroscopes and buttons and scrunkles and scrunkles. Those things could be PC compatible and lead us to a glorious world of complex fitness games for insatiable active freaks like me.
振って回して大物たちを釣り上げよう
VR is one thing. Yes, I can throw a helmet on and grasp my two dinglies and go Super Saiyan Epic Gamer style to all the BTS levels in Beat Saber, or the one level that is just the Discord sound. But I'm talking about regular PC games that would just let you strap something to your leggy or squeeze some kind of a USB melon or something. You know, video games that work through funky peripherals. This line of thought opened a can of worms. Actually, it opened a can of one big thick worm only, and that worm is Fitforce. Fitforce is a free Steam game. You just have to download the game on PC and an app on your phone, and then you can exercise with game. The aesthetic consists of a cute and slightly low-poly chunky design, which is fairly stylistically reminiscent of Ring Fit Adventure, and the gameplay is roughly the same too. You run, you do squats, standard Ring Fit activities. Let's see what the people are saying about it.
If you want a free version of Ring Fit Adventure of Switch, I highly recommend this one.
It's cool and innovating game. Love the game, but the phone slightly responsive. More content would be great. Okay, seems pretty positive. Let's check it out. Let's play. The first thing you have to do to play Fitforce is to install the app. Open up the game and the app and scan a QR code on your phone to connect the two. This immediately presented some problems because it took me about 6 tries to make a successful connection. That's already a hefty workout, and it's already time for me to lie down. Unfortunately, this isn't just connection awkwardness, the game tends to feel super awkward to control. A phone can obviously do a lot of really cool different things, but it's so different to a dedicated, specific peripheral, and this is one major way that this concept falls down. With Ring Fit, there's such an ease to pressing the buttons, doing the squeezing and stretching, and containing the Joy-Cons within the Ring-Con and leg strap instead of launching your phone across the room because you put it in a pocket, but the pocket wasn't tight enough to hold your wild and rebellious phone that wants nothing more than to go running through the wheat fields. Goodbye, phone. I'll miss you. But the good news is that I did manage to connect. I was in. I had hacked and schemed my way into the game, and I was ready to run. Running feels disgusting. It's completely broken. As much as my phone is perfectly able to record my delicate little steps throughout the day so that I might travel and pick up fruits and such with my Pikmin and Pikmin Bloom, it can't really detect running well enough for this one. The game's movement is totally erratic, meaning you either have to try and lift your knees practically above your head to register a running motion, or you move 1 inch and go 8 miles in-game. There are these particular running challenge levels where you have to use big boxing gloves on sticks to punch yourself into the right lane in order to continue. You know, it's kind of like Wipeout if the punch wall needed to be elaborately utilized to propel yourself to the right location with those little punches.
I'm here to show you guys how it's done.
Kathy.
Anyway, lining yourself up correctly with these punch arms is extremely hard, and the stopping and starting it requires takes you out of the exercise while you try desperately to puzzle out the right precision of movement to get punched the correct way. It's bad. I came to dread these levels, although they are obviously the funniest, so I guess they would be good to stream in front of a ruthless audience braying like donkeys while you punish yourself for gift subs. I might do it. Now let's talk about the squats. I initially thought the squats minigame was pretty good. It's almost an exact copy of a trampoline-based squatting minigame in Ringfit Adventure, where you just squat to charge and release a daring leap into the air to get all these coins and become rich. The fundamental flaw of this, though, is that in the Fitforce version, you have a fucking golf meter that's just constantly oscillating between its power levels. So timing your squats only times when you jump, not the power of your jump, meaning that jumping at the time you have to jump to get those coins will still just be a weak jump half of the time, leaving those sweet coins in the air through no fault of your own. This sucks. This sickens me. This is just another blow to the working class, taunted by their stolen wages. Not only that, but I liked it at first because I could reliably perform the squats and have them be correctly registered by the game. This stopped happening, and the whole squat level turned into a lucky dip. Will I squat or will I not? I don't know. As we all know, getting cheated out of coins sends me into full Joker mode, but what about a relaxing swim? Would that calm you down, you ask, desperately? No. Swimming, I'm sorry, but who decided we needed a version of Flappy Bird in here? Games, if you're listening to me, and I know that you are, don't do a version of Flappy Bird. Thank you. To its credit, it does make you literally flap with your arms to control it, so I do respect that on some level. But this one feels like the least exercisey, maybe? The form you take is a bit weird. You hold your phone in one hand and you flap your arms together to swim upwards. This means, again, that you're doing a lot of stopping and starting to control your character's movement, and it sort of just feels annoying. The great thing about Ring Fit Adventure is its sense of flow. During a workout, you are sometimes stopping or changing to different positions and movements, but they flow into each other really well. As a game, it feels like all of its mechanics, levels, characters, and ideas are built on top of the fitness in a really cohesive and natural feeling way. Fitforce, on the other hand, feels slapped together, it feels gimmicky, and it feels like it doesn't really understand what it's trying to do on a core level, and this problem is too fundamental to allow the game to emerge from that problem in any real way. With a lot of work, Fitforce could be a really cool game that used the limitations of the phone as peripheral in some clever ways. So I've mentioned 4 distinct level types here, 4 different activities: swimming, squatting, running, and running while being punched. But what else is available for the would-be gamer athlete? Well, these are your 4 levels. The rest, aside from story mode, is locked behind microtransactions. Now, this is a free game, so including some DLC in the game makes sense, but the way the game goes about it is just super ugly and unnecessary. First of all, 4 is a very small number. Check out a measly 4 levels and then buy more? No, I don't think it's going to be very appealing, and that's if the 4 levels were really good, which they're not. Even if this game just doubled its free levels to 8, it would feel like you were getting a lot more exploration before you had to commit to an extra purchase. But regardless, since all 4 levels are poorly constructed, the purchasable ones aren't going to be very enticing. What's truly insane is the fact that you gotta buy each level one by one. Add in a bulk buy. Do it. Who wants to just log on, buy Santa Express, and then leave to play with Santa for eternity? Who wants that? Are the Santa heads out there just buzzing for this? There's also some cosmetic unlockables, but you can buy these with the in-game points, so of course I became a hot dog. Absolutely gorgeous. Additionally, the game has a story mode, which seems to be in development. It's worth noting that it seems Fitforce used to be in early access, but now isn't. I don't think it's necessarily a problem for a free game like this to be available in a partly unfinished state, but I do think this particular game is so unfinished and unpolished that it shouldn't really be up on Steam, and the lack of an early access banner may be another factor that confuses that. The story mode is interesting. It's a part of the game that appears very directly inspired by Ringfit. You traverse through the different types of levels and end up facing a boss in much a similar manner to Ringfit's dragon boss battles, and it's interesting interesting that it shows you a little story. As this is currently being developed, I'm pretty curious to see how they end up progressing with it. But for now, it's a fairly bare bones collection of existing mini levels we've seen, strung together into a sort of world, followed, of course, by an epic skeleton battle. The skeleton is probably my favorite thing about this game. It's charming, it's appealing, it's delightful to be fighting a rowdy skeleton. But unfortunately, just like with all the other activities, fighting the skeleton feels absolutely horrible. You have 3 actions you must do to defeat the skeleton: an attack, a block, and a crouch. The attack actually feels fine, and I love to punch this skeleton. I crave the violence. But the crouching and blocking feel clunky, and arguably the worst part of this boss battle is the waiting. You wait for the pattern of attack to block to crouch to play out. You do the same pattern twice, so you know exactly what boring 30 seconds await you, and all you want to do is punch. You're begging to be given just one little punch in the skeleton's bony face. Let me get him. But no, you gotta crouch. This is a skeleton trial. This is the way of the skeleton, and I hate it. It felt like it took about 1,000 years for me to beat this guy, but I did get some level 3 boxing gloves out of it at the end, so, I mean, worth it. So, ultimately, tragically and shockingly, it is with a heavy heart that I say Fitforce isn't very good. It doesn't feel very rewarding, even though I was able to purchase the Crime Boss skin, which is just a man in a Hawaiian shirt. And while it did cause me to have achy legs from my desperate squatting, I don't think it's a good fitness game. Once again, I would like to offer my allegiance to the Ringfit adventure Muscly Dragon. I am at your service, my lord, and I would like to request some cool RPG-flavored fitness games for PC, please. And when you're making those, please make lots of funny and nice peripherals. I am wishing for this on my USB monkey's paw right now, and I trust that nothing untoward will occur as a result.